After 2 weeks of delay, at least I think it was 2 weeks, I should maybe check that, we finally have the starter deck 15 through 20. Now, I've explained this on the channel again in the past. We have leaders that are going to be alternate art of leader that we already had. The deck is mostly going to be reprinted from previous card, but every deck will have some exclusive cards to them, some promos, some other very cool stuff, but most of the decks are going to be reprint, and we're going to have a PRB01 pack in every starter deck. We have, of course, as usual, 2 copies of every starter deck, so we're gonna have 10 booster of PRB01 again to open on the channel, so make sure to subscribe to not miss that video. We already done the booster opening, the booster packs, booster boxes opening of PRB01. We also made the Devil Fruit collection number 2, so you can check those out on the channel. And now it's time to open finally this starter deck 15 through 20. Let's go. Another box. Yeah, so how should I do this? Should we like go maybe yeah, I think maybe I'm gonna open everything, put the PRB01 aside, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Yeah, I didn't thought of this when I was going forward, but so here's the deck, how you get it in the box, and there's the PRB01 pack in the back. So make sure you be extra careful with opening this, because there might be some good stuff in that, and you definitely don't want to mess it up. Just PSA. Okay, so I'm done opening everything. I have now a pile of PRB01 packs on my desk, as well as all the starter deck lined up, so there's 2 copies of each, because obviously there's some cards that are going to be included in 2-ofs and 4-ofs, and if I want a playset of everything in this game, well, I'm gonna have to always buy 2 copies of each decks. Thank you, Bandai, for that. Can I like open this? Like, thank you for that as well. Why can't you like make your easy open tab really easy to open? Like, oh my god, dude, come on. What the dude, come on. There it is. So I'm just gonna throw this away. The first one that we are going to have is going to be Newgate. So this is the Edward Newgate from OPO2. This is the infamous Newgate that got banned for a while, and that still got one of the first stage to ever be banned, because it was just too strong. So that's very cool that they're doing this, and we have now an alternate art for this, and we get also a new SR Newgate to go along. So just a bit of a reminder for the Newgate leader: end of your turn, add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand, and that does seem like a very downside, but it was not, because you would have more cards than your opponent, you would see like more stuff, and you would have more possibilities. And as well, you have 6k life, 6k power on this leader. So your opponent, if he wanted to attack you, had to go big every time, and that was just something that not a lot of decks could afford. So that was a very good leader, and the SR that we have now to go with this is a 7-cost 8k Newgate. On play, give up to 1 rested done card to your leader or one of your character. And activate menu, may rest this character. KO up to 1 of your opponent's character with 5k power or less. That's a very cool card. That's a very cool Newgate, and I'm actually building a Marco deck, the red-blue Marco that just got out in OPO8, and I think I'm gonna include this card in my deck, because Marco nerfs stuff on the board, and this new gate can activate main, rest, and you can kill a 5k or less, kind of for free and reusable. So yeah, I think this might be a good thing to add to my deck. And the ace is actually a good option as well. 5 costs 6k power. If your leader type include Whitebeard, this character gains rush. Also, once per turn, if this character will be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give this character -2 power for this turn instead. So a lot of staying power and a big rush capability for this deck, and that's something that you really want to see. So we have Atmos here, which is also a new card. 4 cost 5k power plus 1000 of counter. When attacking, if your leader is Edward Newgate, you cannot add life card to your hand using your own effect during this turn. So you can mitigate the leader's effect. We have also King Dew blockers, opponent, which is a blocker, a 3 cost blocker with 4k power plus a 1000 counter. When this character is KO'd by an effect, up to one of your leader gain plus 2k during this turn. So not only does he protect the new gate, he also like empowers him. We have a 1 cost 2k power Thatch with a counter of 2000 on play. If your leader type include Whitebeard, give up to one of your opponent character -2k during this turn, and then you can add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. So you get to draw life with this, but you also do some very cool stuff. And here we have OPO2 Jozu, which was a very known character. It was clutch back in the day, plus 2k counter, and this gains rush conditionally. So very cool. This is the Marco as well from OPO2, a very good blocker. We have a Rakio, which is also a reprint from OPO2. You may be a fool, but I still love you. Still in OPO2, and now we have some OPO3 reprints with Izo, which is the Whitebeard Searcher. We have Speed Jill as the Vanilla Body, as well as Namule. Haruta, which actually is a very good card that gives 1 down to your leader or one of your character. And you have Fossa as the blocker to finish off this very cool new gate deck. Let's go with Uta now. We're gonna go with the color order, and so a bit about Yuta. She was the leader of the starter deck 12, and she actually made some wave also back in the day, because some people managed to like play a very good movie package with this leader and dominated one of the tournaments, so she got some traction. And as a reminder, Don X1, when attacking, once per turn you can reveal 1 card from the top of your deck and add up to 1 film type card to your hand. Then you can place the rest at the bottom of your deck. And what you would fetch with this was kind of a stupid combo where you could play like 3 characters in a row with the Straw Hat. There was Brook and Luffy in that, but I don't remember the rest because it was so long ago. We also have this new SR Uta card, so 4 cost 6k power with blockers, and you can activate main once per turn, trash 1 film type card from your hand, give up to 1 rested done card to your leader or one of your character. So pretty cool cards, pretty cool SR. And we have a Shanks as well. 9 cost 11k power. On play, KO up to one of your opponent's rested character. Just simple as that. Shanks doing Shanks thing. And starting off the rest of this deck, we have Gordon, 2 cost 0 power plus 1k counters. That's very low, but we have blockers. And on your opponent's attack, you may trash any number of music type cards from your hands. Your leader or one of your character gain plus 1k during this battle for every card trash. So you can boost by using events. So that's a very cool mechanic, but to make use of it, you have to be very careful. We also have a category, 3 cost 4k power plus 1000 counter, and if your leader has the film type and you have 6 or more rested cards, this character gains plus 2k power. So you could like power up very easily because it is a 3k, so you have to tap 3 done already. So if you have a bit of other character on the board that are already rested, you can totally take advantage of this. So we have a 2 cost 3k Luffy next, and this one has a 2k counter, so that's very cool. And if you have a rested Yuta, this character gains plus 1k power. Not sure you want to use that. More so, I would use this for the counter. So now we're going to have some reprints from the starter deck 11, and those are going to be Backlight, which was all the events were based around the Uta songs. We also have New Genesis. We have I Am Invincible, and we're gonna have some very interesting reprints in this deck because we're gonna have a full play set of Bartolomeo, which was a promotional card. Not only that, but it's also full art. The only thing is it's not foiled and it's not textured, but that's nonetheless very cool to have. And we're also gonna have a full playset of Fleeting Lullaby, which is also an event, a promotional event, and you had to take part in the Uta event, the Uta deck battle event, to get this card, as well as the following event, actually, Where the Wind Blows, which is again another song from Uta, The Words Continuation, which was also again a promo card, and Tot Musica as well. We're gonna have also a full playset of the promotional Gear 5 Luffy from Film Red, and you couldn't get these cards if you didn't attend the event. So that's very cool that they've included this in the deck. I have to say that's very cool of them. That being said, if they would include like more stuff already and more possibility to get the cards in the first place, we wouldn't have to go to all these lands to get the cards to play with them. But hey, can't have everything. So next we're gonna have Doflamingo, the blue Doflamingo, and this is the leader that I actually based my deck building guide around. So that's a 5k leader, Don X2 when attacking for 1. So you have to tap 1 Don as well. You can reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If that card is a 7 Warlords of the Sea, you can, with a cost of 4 or less, you can play that card rested. So he's a very good leader that got a lot of traction lately because there's a lot of 7 Warlords of the Sea now with a cost of 4 or less, and there are some that allow you to play even more stuff. So of course this leader got like so many new popularity added to him. It's ridiculous, and I actually played against him using my new Marco deck, and he's very good. He's very good. He's very strong. So we're gonna have Trafalgar Law as the first SR. So we have a 4 cost 5k power, 7 Warlords of the Sea counter plus 1000, and on play you may return 1 character to the owner's hand. If your leader has the 7 Warlords of the Sea, you can return 1 character with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So that's a very interesting card, and of course it's 7 Warlords of the Sea, so everything is going to be pretty much playable through your leader's effect. So we have a blocker here, Boa Hancock, 4 cost 6k power, of course with blocker. Look at the 3 cards from the top of your deck, place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Then you can give up to 1 rested Dawn card to one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or character. So she's a very good card because you can stack the top of your deck, so your leader will always find a 7 Warlord of the Sea, and she can also like empower the bolt by giving 1 rested dawn. So that's very cool. We have a 4-cost 5k Crocodile next with a counter of 1000. On play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If that card is a 7 wall of the C-type cards, you can draw 2 cards and place 1 card from your hand at the top of your deck. Again, you can stack your deck with this, so that's gonna be the theme here. You want 4-cost 7 wall of the sea at the top of your deck. So we have a 1-cost 2k power Buggy the Clown with a counter of 2000 as well. On play, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, place them at the top or the bottom of the deck in any order. Again, deck stacking, we love that. And the last card that is going to be from the starter deck 17 is going to be a 2-cost 3k power Marshall the Teach with a counter of 1000. So we have an activate main. Once per turn, you may place 1 card from your hand at the top of your deck, give up to 2 rested dawn cards to your leader or one of your character. And of course, you need to be able to move dawns to your leader or character, because your leader actually uses 2 dawn to activate his power. So you want that in your deck. Next, we're gonna have 4 copies of the Blocker Doflamingo from OPO1. We're gonna have 4 copies of Overheat, which is a good counter that can bounce cards in the deck of your opponent. We have Gecko Moria, a solid 4-cost 6k body. We have Bartholomew Kuma, Edward Weavile, Gecko Moria, Dracul Mihawk, Trafalgar Law, and the very last card is going to be the special one for this deck, because it's going to be a reprint of a promo. So that's going to be Jinbei. He's a 4-cost 5k power 7 Warlords of the Sea, of course, counter plus 1000, and on KO you can place up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. A very strong deck, a very strong mechanic, and of course you can totally see why this deck would be so strong, given how you can really use a lot of 7 wall of the sea now, because the deck is like full of them. New one and old one as well. And yeah, a very strong deck, a very interesting leader, and yeah, he finally got the love that he deserves. I'm just gonna like now put all those 3 decks to the side and focus on the last 3 one. Now I almost forgot while I'm putting this stuff away. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Also like the video, it's always appreciated. But if you like my content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've opened PRB01 not long ago. We've opened the Devil Fruit collection not long ago. And we're really trying to reach 700 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that, that would be so dope. And we also have memberships on the channel if you want to participate even more. And 4 people have actually subscribed to the memberships on the channel. So thank you very much to Mods Game Lol, Ghost Seidel, Drunky Penguin, and Cannot Open This Again, and Frosty Jack. Thank you very much to all 4 of you. You guys are awesome. Now if I could just like open this tab right here. Okay, yeah, I got just a small piece of it, but it's enough to open this thing up. So we are going to have Monkey D. Luffy, the purple one from OPO5, which is actually making a bit of a comeback, and I'm not sure. Okay, let me check something real quick. Okay, no, that's totally not it. I thought for a second this was the same alternate art as the Luffy that was in the sound loader, but that's totally not. But either way, this Luffy is a very interesting leader. 5k power, activate main once per turn. You may add 1 card from the top of your left card to your hand, and if you have 0 or 3 more dawn cards on your field, add up to 1 dawn card from your dawn deck and set it as active. Very cool ramp built in to this leader, and of course every card that we're gonna have is gonna support that. So we have a 4-cost 6k power Zoro Juro, and on play look at the 5 cards off the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 purple Straw Hat Crew type cards, add it to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So that's just your basic searcher for this deck. Of course it's a bit expensive, it's a 4-cost, but I mean, he's 6k power, so that's saying something about him. We also have a 7-cost 8k power Luffy Taro on play done -1. You can play up to 1 purple Straw Hat Crew type cards with a cost of 5 or less from your hands. So you could play the Zoro Juro with this effect actually, but I'm fairly sure there's other cards that you want to play. 3 cost, 3k power, Usohachi, counter 2000, and on play if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, rest up to 1 of your opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less. That could be cool, resting your boards, especially being in purple. Purple doesn't usually do that kind of thing. So next we're gonna have a 4-cost 2k power counter of 1000, Onami, she's a blocker. And on play, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, trash 1 card from your hands and draw 2 cards. So draw power here a bit, but at the cost of a card that you're trashing. It's up to you to decide if it's good. Next, we're gonna have a 5-cost 6k power Sangoro with a counter of 1000. When attacking once per turn, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, you can draw a card. So that's very cool and reusable draw power. So I think that's one of the better cards of this deck. Maybe something you want to play with the Luffy Taro to get more cards. And now we're entering reprint territory. So we're gonna have the Usohachi from OPO 5. We are gonna have Orobi as well, Jinbei, Zorojuro, Chopaemon, Ranosuke, Honikichi, and when you're at sea you fight against pirates. The last card is going to be a reprint as well, but it's gonna be a reprint of a promotional card. You're gonna have a full playset of this, so that's a loose down here. So that's gonna be very cool, and this card is tricky to get because just like some cards in the Uta deck as well, you had to go to events at stores in order to get those. So that's very cool that they've included this in here. So that's making the access to the cards a bit more easy, and that's always a good thing. So let's move on to Smoker now. I swear those tabs. Should I try to open it by the top? Seems more like, yeah, I got a corner, but that's right. Come on, man. Maybe someday I will give up and have blades on my desk. That was not today. Also, if I have a blade to open these things, it needs to be a cool one. Maybe a letter opener in the style of the Trafalgar Law blade, maybe. So next deck we're gonna have a Smoker, 5k power. The next one, activate main once per turn. You can give up to one of your opponent's character -1 cost during this turn. Then if there is a character with a cost of 0, this leader gain plus 1000 power during this turn. So that's the basic of the leader. So of course, black being black, they want to reduce costs. So we're gonna have a lot of that. The SR in this deck, we're gonna have a 5-cost 6k power Tashigi with a counter of 1000. On play, if your leader is Smoker, you can give up to one of your opponent character -4 during this turn. That's huge. Activate main once per turn. If this character was played on this turn, you can trash up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 0. So yeah, that's actually huge. So you reduce with Smoker, you reduce as well with Tashigi, and then you just KO in the same turn, but only if you play this turn. Next we're gonna have Ina, full cost 6k power. The next one, opponent's turn, this character gains plus 4 cost. So she prevents the KO from black. And activate main once per turn, you may place 1 card from your trash at the bottom of your deck and give up to 1 rested done card to your leader or one of your character. Very cool effect, also because you can give the done that you need to your leader Smoker. And for a second there, I thought this art was done by Boichi, but it's not, but it's very close. Either way, 6 cost, 8k power Smoker. With an on-play effect, you may trash 1 black Navi type card from your hands. Up to 2 of your opponent's character with a cost of 4 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's a very good card to block your opponent's play. That's that's very cool actually. You see this a lot with green, I feel, not really in the other colors, and this is clutch sometimes. Anyway, we have a 1 cost 1k power Sengoku with a counter of 1000 and a non-play effect. You may trash 2 black Navi type cards from your hands, and if your leader has a Navi type, you can draw 3 cards. So that's mad draw power in this deck. We're gonna have a 4 Monkey the Garp, 3 cost 4k power with a counter of 1000 blockers, and activate main once per turn. You may place 1 card from your trash at the bottom of your deck and give up to one of your opponent's character -1 during this turn. Of course, very cool addition. Black want to reduce cost, and now we're gonna have a bunch of reprints. So we're gonna have Kobe, Tsuru, Rocinante, we have Jaguar the Soul, we have El Mepo, Yamakazi, we have Ice Age, Virgo, brand new, and that's gonna be it for this deck. So you have a lot of cards to reduce cost, and some of the new ones that really do a fair bit of work in the realm of KOing your board, your opponent's board, I mean. So that's going to be a very cool deck to fiddle around with, especially if you're a fan of the black color. I have a friend that used to play Smoker back in the day, and he got a good deck back then. So of course now with all the tools that have been added, maybe that deck is worth revisiting. Me on the other hand, I was playing Katakuri. He's a very cool leader, 5k power. The next one, when attacking, you can look up to 1 card from the top of your or your opponent's life cards and place it at the top or bottom of the life cards. Then this leader gains plus 1k during this battle. So basically you always want to activate this because you get a 7k leader every turn. So even if you're not looking, even if you know already what's in everybody's life, do activate this effect. We have NSR 5 cost 6k power counter of 1000 Charlotte Katakuri, which is a blocker, 6k blocker. That's very good already. Activate main once per turn. You may turn 1 card from the top of your life cards face up and give up to 1 rested down card to your leader or one of your character. So very strong support for the leader because you can activate his effect even more easily now. And we're also gonna have a Charlotte Lidlin, 6 cost, 7k power. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. Your opponent chooses 1. Either trash 2 cards from their hands or trash 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards. So either way, you win with this, because if you trash from his hands, that's less counters in his hands and less option for him next turn. And if he trashes a life, well, that's very tough. Next, we're gonna have a new Charlotte Cracker. 4 cost, 5k power with a counter of 1000, and once per turn, if this character would be KO by an effect, you may trash 1 card from the top of your life cards instead. Just checking right here, there's no trigger on the previous card, but this one has, and you may trash 1 card from your hand and play this card. So that's a very cool Charlotte Cracker that kind of reimagined the first one that we had. Although I'm not so sure that I would play this one over the other one. Next we're gonna have Brûlé, which is not a blocker this time, but still a 3 cost, 3k power, counter 2000, and she's got a trigger. Look up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards, yours or your opponent's, and place it at the top or bottom of the life cards. Then you can add this card to your hand. So you can get like some of prescience, you can activate the trigger, it doesn't cost you anything because you still get the cards in hand, and she's a 2k counter. So she's worth having in hand. Next we're gonna have a 3 cost 2k power Charlotte Pudding with a counter of 1000. The art is absolutely like scary on this card, and on play you may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. Set up to one of your big mom pirate type character with a cost of 3 or less as active. So you can restand a bit with this, especially if you tend to attack with your blockers. And of course, we're gonna have a bunch of reprints. We're gonna have Opera Galette, which is a blocker with a cost of 2, so she's a target for Pudding. We have Charlotte Smoothie. We have another Pudding, which is the searcher for the Big Mom Pirate. We have Strusson, another 2k counter, very good. We have Daifuku. We have Peckham's from the starter deck. And we're also gonna have Ikoku Sovereignty as the first event and Thunderbolt as the second one. So that's all 6 new starter deck, and quite frankly some of those are very cool. They are very well built, because when you consider what those decks were strong at back in the days, they really amplified those by adding new cards that are really worth buying in order to get more plays out of those leaders. But yeah, there you go. That was the 6 starter deck from 15 through 20, and I really hope they don't do this again. 6 starter deck as one. That's crazy. Bandai, please do not do this again. But anyway, we still have 10 boosters from PRB01 to open, so make sure to subscribe for that and ring the notification bell. Also, you can check the previous PRB01 opening that we did and the opening of the Devil Fruit Collection 2 that we already opened on this channel. And as for me, I'll see you over in those videos. Bye guys.